Walt Disney, a man of many talents, a cartoonist, an animator, businessman, filmmaker, theme park pioneer, and cultural icon, a manufacturer of happiness, and the creator of the happiest place on earth. He went from selling his drawings to his friends in his small town of Marceline, Missouri, to owning a billion-dollar animation studio that premieres movies across the world, while owning worldwide resorts and amusement parks. However, this success did not come easy. Disney constantly faced dilemmas and difficult decisions. Failure was never distant. Considering all the conflict that he faced, how was Disney able to build his empire? By analyzing his market and having confidence in his originality, Disney refused to compromise his artistic integrity in times of financial conflict, shaping him into an iconic entrepreneur. Drawing since he was a child, Disney decided to take this hobby and turn it into a career. His first job was as an artist at the Pesman Rubin Art Studio. As he continued to build his career, he began experimenting with the camera and hand-drawn animation, which propelled him to acquire his own animation studio. He went on to create animated shorts, such as Alice in Cartoonland, Plane Crazy, Steamboat Willie, and much more.
Are you the first original Mickey Mouse?
Even with the success of these cartoons, Walt was not satisfied. He believed that in order to expand his studio, he had to go beyond these shorts. The short subject was just a filler on any program, Walt Disney said, and so I just felt I had to diversify my business and get into these other things, and it would give me a better chance. So, he decided to do what has never been done before. In 1934, Disney gathered his animators and proposed making a full-length, full-color, musical animated feature film based on the Grimm's fairy tale, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. At the time, critics described this film as Disney's folly because they doubted that anyone would want to sit through an hour of animation. Throughout the making of this film, Disney refused to compromise the quality of any aspect, regardless of how many resources it required. He needed everything to be exactly as how he envisioned. If we lose the detail, we lose it all, Disney said. Disney wanted texture, depth, and realism in his animation. Adding details such as these did not come at a low cost. To create rich backgrounds, Disney needed a multiplane camera, so he had one constructed in his own studio.
It also came out of our school of self-improvement here at the studio. It is the blueprint of a piece of equipment designed to make cartoons more realistic and enjoyable. This is the plan for a super cartoon camera.
The camera layered animation a certain distance apart to create the illusion of depth and three-dimensionality that Disney needed. He hired actors and dancers so that his animators could study their movement. Disney's current animators were unable to handle such meticulous work. Not only did he reteach techniques to many of his animators, his studio spent $15,000 placing ads in New York papers to find more talented animators. This constant lack of satisfaction in resources or labor caused Disney to take financial risks. As the film went further into production, the budget continued to increase. The production was budgeted between $150,000 to $250,000, but came at the cost of over $1.7 million, 6 times over budget. He keeps on hollering that I'm spending too much money on Snow White, Walt complained. I can't be strapped down by a limited budget. Disney did not let money restrict him and pursued his vision despite how everyone around him, including his family, told him that this risk would bankrupt the studio. He was passionate, hardworking, and had confidence in the success that this financial risk would yield. According to Disney expert and author Jim Corkis, Walt told his staff never to worry about money because if you gave the public the best you could give them, the public would pay you back. The night of the premiere, Walt was anxious. Disney's career was riding on the success of that night. As the film was playing, all the imagining, scrutinizing, retelling, fiddling, mobilizing, and pushing from the huge debt of over $1 million that the studio had incurred in the process quickly dissipated. The audience was mesmerized by his pictures, engaged throughout the entire film. According to the legendary animator Ward Kimball, these were cartoons, just drawings, but they gave definite emotion and were real for the audience. The theater laughed with the dwarves, was spiteful of the queen,
and I have been tricked,
and cried as Snow White laid on her bier. Disney was able to move people through animation. After 4 years of experimenting and learning new techniques to improve this film, all of his risks paid off. With an exceeded budget of $1.5 million, Snow White earned $8 million after its release. For his astounding achievement, Disney won an honorary Academy Award for a significant screen innovation which has charmed millions and pioneered a great new entertainment field for the motion picture cartoon.
Isn't it great, Miss Sandy? Aren't you proud of it, Mr. Disney?
I'm so proud, I think I'll bust.
Disney put everything on the line to produce this film. His studio. His home. What seemed to be recklessness to everyone surrounding Disney was strategy and confidence. He had achieved extraordinary business success by not compromising his artistic ambition, but expanding them. He did not settle on any aspect of the film, from the music to the voice actors.
I know. Your dog.
Why, yeah, that's true.
To the movement of the art. Despite the painstaking processes of incorporating such detail, he knew the realism and authenticity he created would captivate the audience regardless of age. Everybody in the world was once a child, so in planning a new picture, we don't think of grown-ups or children, but just of that kind, clean, unspoiled spot down deep in every one of us that the world has maybe made us forget, and that maybe our pictures can help us recall. This large financial risk resulted in one of the largest financial successes in Disney's life. Snow White was the beginning of a whole new world in entertainment, film, and business. He sold merchandise, soundtracks, and premiered his pictures worldwide. This film set such a positive precedent for his career that people across the world knew of the name Walt Disney. From there, he did not stop. He was a visionary who broke all restraints. He introduced more and more, from Fantasia to Cinderella, from Disneyland to Disney World. What made Disney an excellent businessman was his lack of fear to be bold no matter the conflict that came his way. Money could not hold him back. Disney's creative originality, perfectionism, and courage is the reason why his company continues to flourish today.